Hello, this is Dr. Sevakant Pathak, teach to Energy Science and Engineering. In this lecture, we are in unit number 5, and before this lecture, we have discussed with a various topic here. Before discussing about the previous and connecting with the previous lecture, let us see what topic we will start today, that is identification of energy related enterprises that represents the breadth of industry and prioritizing these as candidate. So before we start this topic, let us connect with the previous lecture in which we have dealt with some certain points. Once more look these all points. Here we have started in the previous lecture from energy storage system. We discussed various type of energy storage system, how to energy stored in a various electrical energy either or mechanical energy or heat energy, how it is stored, and in this process various ways were given, and we have also understood the energy conservation and its technology engineering, through which we have discussed about the 3R concept, and here in 3R concept then we have also discussed with some ways to conserve energy and feel good about it, and how can we protect our earth environment. Thereafter we discussed on the concept of green building and green architecture. What is engineering, velocity, concept, approach in the green building concept. We have also discussed on the element of green building, and thereafter for this green building project, the certification project we have discussed also LEED rating, LEED rating it is called, which contains 110 points, in which maximum point is allotted for sustainable site and energy atmosphere. In that energy atmosphere is maximum approx 35% to that, and these are the monograms for various projects. Now this is time in the lecture to identify energy related enterprises, and that gives the breathe to the industries, because without energy no industry can run, no industry can move, no industry can mobile. So mobility of the industry stops if energy supply system stops. So this topic contains completed the management of energy, this energy, electrical energy obtained from various sources. It includes planning, operation. In planning and operation, that is, there is energy production and consumption. So production and consumption, transmission also. The main objectives are resource conservation, climate protection. See very carefully. That is why the government of India or various government throughout the world is working for solar energy, geothermal energy, tidal energy, and the energy which is neat and clean, polluted, without pollution free. So they are cost saving, environmental management, production management, logistic. So for that all purposes which we discussed in the topic for the management of this energy production and consumption, in which a BDI guideline 4602 is released, in which includes the economic dimension, that energy management is a proactive and organized and systematic coordination of procurement, conversion and distribution and use of energy to meet the requirements by taking environmental protection in the concept and to achieve all the economical objectives. So here in the identification, there is a various terms here used in. So this program is based for the energy assessment, which examine the pattern of existing energy usage by the government or any sub-entity or private sector. This program will set the reference point to improvement of energy efficiency. This efficiency can improve the existing energy usage and benchmarking for every individual section, such as area, sub-area and industry. We can include all the part wherever energy is needed. For that, there is some operating system is this. For the coordination of such type of a system and decision regularizing plan, implementation and responsibility of taking up these things, there is a faculty management terms are used from the management side, in which it is important part of energy management. A huge proportion of complete operating cost of energy cost, according to the International Facility Management Association IFMA. Facility management is a profession that encompasses multiple disciplines to ensure functionality of the built environment by integrating people, place, processes and technology. So this total management is for importing to process and technologies and places in the management. Now we want to see one more topic, embodied energy analysis and use as a tool for measuring sustainability. This analysis can be used as at construction sites. Its implementation, however, remains challenging, mainly because of data measurement errors. A comparison between the detailed embodied energy EE undertaken using Monte Carlo simulations showed a wide variation in the result. It is recommended that the specification of EE intensify of building material in the construction industry can assist it producing accurate and more credible values of buildings. EE is a energy consumed by all the processes associates with the production of the building, and embodied body does not include the operation and disposal of the building material. It is measurement as a quantity of the non-renewable energy of per unit building material and component of system. It is expressed in mj or gj, per unit weight or area in meter square. But the process of calculating embodied energy is complex and involve numerous sources of data from various sources. There are some ways to reduce carbon, embodied carbon, in that maximize structural efficiency, reuse building instead of construction new ones, reuse material, choose carbon subsequently material, specify low carbon concrete mixes, limit carbon intensive material and use high recycled content material to reduce embodied carbon. So here is the graph is here given a diagram. Some material, disposal, use, transport, production and design all are coming under embodied energy and carbon footprint. For this checking, there is energy audit of facility and optimization of energy consumptions is under process. This is recommended to determine this audit facility to energy consumptions associated with the facility and the potential saving associated with the energy consumptions. The term energy audit means a lot of things to various people throughout the energy efficient industry across the country. Plus a thorough audit highlights things such as air leaks, insufficient insulation, moisture issue, defective ducts, gas leak, ventilation, insufficient lighting and appliances. Actually, it is an inspection, survey and analysis of the energy flow of energy conservation in a building. It may include a process or a system to reduce the amount of energy into the system. So this energy processes audit process can characterize in four broad types. They are benchmarking, consisting of a whole building energy use analysis based on the historic utility, use and cost, and comparison of the performances of the building. Those are similar. Walk-through audit, detailed audit, investment grade audit. This energy efficiency means using less energy to provide a same level of energy. It is therefore one method to reduce human greenhouse gas emission. If you take example, if a house is insulated, less energy is used in heating, cooling to achieve the satisfactory trend. The energy audit consists of 5 main steps that can be performed at a auditor office or at a organization facilities. These 5 things are data collection, field work, analysis of energy consumption and performance of energy accounting, analysis and development of energy saving measures, energy audit report. So for this, we can say the uptime optimization algorithm is the distribution in electrical system is achieved by breaking down the distribution problem in several small problems. There are some steps to reduce energy consumption. So these are we discussed in the previous articles also. Shut down your computer when it is not needed. Computer are some of the biggest energy user of the office and buildings. Choose the right light, LED light used. Eliminate vampire power, unplug ideal electronics, use the power strip to reduce your plug load, turn off the light. The basic thing is employ renewable energy sources such as solar heater for the hot water, photovoltaic. These all the things we have calculated to increase. There is a plan. Whatever things is spoke before this, there is a plan. This plan is how to check and balance this energy saving processes. It is a plan is here in the flow chart is given here, which starts from the first point here, briefing and meetings with the building owners, issuing of the forms. So the first step is to take a contact in the building owners and briefing of all the things and providing him the forms. Thereafter, examination, verification, tabulation, computation, forms and questionnaires, everything to calculate. Then it is required. If further more information, then for clarification, again move to step number 1. If we have a sufficient data, then we move at the step 3. Pre-site management preparation work and site visit starts. Here by this, when we reach the site, then there is requirement of the management and for the energy and building physical environment conditions and its measurement. Now when measurement is done, see the process. then whatever data is collecting after this after the step number 4 here, then come here for the step 5. In this step 5 we analysis, evaluating and benchmarking. It is time to analyze, evaluate and benchmarking. If we have a sufficient right data, the project is going in the right directions, then it's move up to stage 4. Otherwise move again on stage 4 and further than 5 and 6 here in it, and this is the end of whole system to see. This is for today. Thank you and have a nice day. And this completes the whole syllabus. Thank you.